What is up and welcome to an end of summer edition of Worth a Watch with me, Anthony Flores. It is finally about to be September. I'm done with the heat, just saying. Oscar movies will be coming out soon and all this other good stuff, and more winter blockbusters, I guess that's what you'll call them. But before we go on, we must talk about the mediocre and meh movies of summer 2014. There was not too many that really just got under my skin, with the exception of the number one on this list. But so mediocre, bland. Makes me shaky. And odds are I'm just never gonna really see these movies again. I don't think I will, but yeah. A dishonorable mention would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The more I thought about it, yes, I still stand by my review. Had fun. It was much better than it could. It was just much better than I thought it was going to be. But Megan Fox, the more I thought about it, as I said, she tried, but she failed, and that's the point. She could have done, just any other actress would have been great. Perfect timing, Michael Bay. You had to make up with Megan Fox. Turtles were awesome, though. Definitely worth seeing just for them, and that's about it. Alrighty, number 5, Godzilla. I guess, spoiler alert for this one. The fact that Bryan Cranston was advertised as the main actor, then he gets killed off after the first 25 minutes of a 2-hour movie. Fuck that. You got Malcolm's dad pulling off one of the best performances he's done outside of Breaking Bad, and then you just go off and with no other interesting characters in terms of human characters in the rest of the movie. Bad start. Godzilla was awesome, though. The last 30 minutes or so of the movie, I believe I said that in my review. Awesome, worth every minute of it, but the more I thought about this movie, it just made me disappointed and just can't wait for the sequel, though. I'm willing to give it more of a chance because I definitely do love seeing Godzilla on the big screen, and hopefully it'll be better. Just hopefully. Number 4, Let's Be Cops. Again, good rental. I did laugh often enough, but mediocre script, mediocre sitcom feel to it all. Could have been done on New Girl. Just saying. I would have been happier with that. It would have been a lot more funny in a way. Granted, the R rating kind of helped this movie a little bit, but regardless, could have been done better in terms of sitcom. Number 3, 22 Jump Street. I don't give a shit of how meta you are. This is one of the few times where meta does not work for me. Sometimes I see that is being used as a crutch for being just a mediocre movie, trying to be smarter than you think you are. And yes, it has its moments. It has its funny goodness. 22 Jump Street. I very much enjoyed the first one. The first one was very hilarious and a big surprise, especially with the cameos that were in the film and just the supporting actors in there, Rob Riggle and stuff like that. James Franco's brother, Dave Franco, Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum. Who'd have thought had good chemistry? But this, doing the exact same thing. Come on. Ice Cube was the only relatively originally funny thing about this movie. I didn't care what the hell was happening. I see the first one. I know people enjoyed this film a lot, and I could be called out and like, why the heck did you put that movie on here? Well, all I can say is, it's my list. Nobody else's. This is just how I feel. So, moving on, number 2, Deliver Us from Evil. Just the most bland exorcism horror film ever. Insert jump scares, and for some reason Joel McHale's in this film. I don't remember much about this movie at all, and that's saying something. When a horror movie doesn't leave an impression up here to make you think about things that go dark in the night, go bump in the night, whatever. Horror movies fail when it doesn't do that to me. And my number 1, just worst, mediocre, bland, and borderline just shit movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's like Sony just thought, let's just pretend this is the movie. Let's just staple on Electro here. Okay, we got Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy going out. Staple that there. We got the Rhino for 2 minutes. Let's staple that on here. Then Harry Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, staple that in there too. Felicia Hardy's cameo, put that there, and just Sally Field as Aunt May, just staple her somewhere in the middle there, and just oh yeah, and the Sinister fucking Six. Let's set that shit up right there and answer Peter Parker's questions about his father. Just stapling it all together and just say yes. That's a movie the fans are gonna love. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Yeah, as you can tell, not a fan of this movie. I thought, wow, Sony got their nasty hands in there too far. Just too far. This is the part of the franchise that's officially just killing itself. It's just, it's dying out. It's just really just oversaturated the market. This movie was the final straw. Sony figured it out finally because it didn't make as much money as the first film, and it had its good moments. I saw the potential, and that's what makes this movie so disappointing and arguably the worst movie that I've seen so far this year. And that's at least good, because it proves I've yet to see that many bad films this year. But yeah, the franchise is just done in a way for a while. I'm glad Sony figured that out. They should have never rebooted it. They should have just never done any of that. Sam Raimi's trilogy, while the third one was very mediocre in its own right and very over the top and weird, at least it was a memorable over the top bad weird. This is just, I don't even remember what the hell happened in this movie. I didn't care. The parts that I should have cared that were intense, I cared for 1 or 2 minutes, and after that, it was, I just left the theater thinking Spider-Man's done. It's over. And the only thing good, truly good that came out of that was the ending credit song, which I mentioned in that music segment I revived recently. But yes, that is all the 5 most bland, mediocre, and all-around kind of disappointing movies of summer 2014. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free, of course, to vent your frustrations about any movie that kind of pissed you off or just made you feel disappointed in it, thinking it could have been something so much better than what it turned out to be. So feel free to do that. And that should do it. Stay tuned for my top 5 best movies of 2014, summertime, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm Anthony Flores with Worth Watch, and keep going to the movies.